Welcome back, Cowpunk Rose. Jason and I are fresh off talking Big Tuna, Subway. I couldn't resist myself from referencing The Boys, and that mainly because that's totally something that they could totally do. That's a built-in marketing plan for season 4 of The Boys. Jason, you and I have been talking about doing more show coverage of some of our favorite shows on the show for a while. And we finally arrived at a point where we found a show where, frankly, we were watching at the same damn time and we finished, or at least I finished it in a reasonable amount of time. And so clearly, I've had a little bit more free time in July, and I finally finished up season 3 of The Boys. So I'll just say it. I have not recovered from Sneezegate and that guy getting blown in half. And there was no reason I needed to see that much penis action on Amazon Prime. Thank you very much. Shout out to Dave Chappelle. That shit is gross. That's ridiculous, man. I feel like just when you think you've seen it all and this show, The Boys, has done it all, they outdo themselves. There's so much there was a lot of fun once the season really got going. I really liked the fact that the boys realized, yeah, we're gonna have to start taking some of these drugs, dog, to start evening the odds, because clearly they have zero chance if they just keep doing the same stuff. So I felt like that was just a concession to reality. It was a lot like being in politics. It's like, hey man, you got to start getting down and dirty if you actually want to win. So, Jason, what are some of your thoughts on the season 3 of The Boys?
Way back when the first episode came out, I, like you mentioned, you hadn't watched it when it first came out, but you finished it up now. But I want to let you know that I watched the first episode of The Boys. I definitely, told you to watch it. Specifically, I mentioned the exploding penis scene that you were just referring to. I definitely was not ready for that. Was not expecting that. Even though it's a television show, it's not. It's really kind of weird seeing a small human being go inside another man's penis for sexual pleasure, especially. Yeah, so that was pretty interesting. Now we know what happens if somebody sneezes inside of you. We've seen it happen. Hopefully not again. Yeah, but that was. But one thing, good thing though, that lets you know that the season of The Boys is still going to be, out there. It's not going to be afraid to go there. The first 2 seasons are great. And sometimes with shows that have series, you never know at what point is the series going to start going downhill. You know what I mean? So season 3 of The Boys definitely ain't that point. And the way things happen, season 4 doesn't seem like it's going to be that either, but we'll go into that. But yeah, so this season definitely came off of hard-nosed revenge. We're going to kill Homelander, and we're going to do whatever we got to do it. He's evil. He's got to be taken out. That's it. I think most people who watch the show would agree that Homelander, I've been saying he's got to die. At some point, he's got to die. But with him being like Superman, how's that going to happen? But they seem like they found a way to do that. They stumble upon a way to do that in a character called Soldier Boy. Once they saw Soldier Boy was alive and saw his powers, they feel like, oh, we can use him to kill Homelander. Oh, did that backfire so much?
Yeah, Jason.
So yeah,
Jason, I remember once I saw Soldier Boy introduced. First off, it's like, okay, there's only so many people in the universe of The Boys that can even match Homelander in 1, power, and also 2, being certifiably batshit insane. And Soldier Boy clearly is that dude. It's almost like when I saw Soldier Boy, it made me think of, you remember the movie Hancock?
I do.
Yeah. When I saw Soldier Boy, it was almost like a crooked ass Captain America.
Yeah, by far, he definitely turned out to be a lot worse than Homelander. And we'll go into this, the final scenes and whatnot, but that definitely got realized by a lot of people, the characters on the show. If you thought there could be somebody worse than Homelander, well, watch season 3 of The Boys, and you'll know something different.
Yeah. I I also thought is that now that clearly Ryan is going to be taking on more of Homelander's powers in the next season. Once I saw Soldier Boy get introduced, I definitely felt almost this comparison to like the Tekken franchise and the Hihachi Mishima clan and all that shit. And I felt like, dude, it's just gonna be this lineage of psychopaths, right? And we just gotta hope and pray that the youngest dude in the lineage doesn't fall to the dark side the way these two assholes did.
Hahachi, Kazuya, was it Kazuya and Jin?
Jin.
Yep.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's actually a great comparison for all those video game heads out there. That's definitely a great reference for sure. But the funny thing about it is, for me, also we knew at some point Soldier Boy and Homelander had to get in some type of fight, right? It had to happen. Now, with only 8 episodes for the season, I expected it to happen like in the last episode, which it did. But they actually had like a fight in episode 6. And I was wondering, why is this happening so soon? And obviously, Homelander escaped that fight. It was a kind of a 3-on-1 situation, and then Homelander escaped. But what happened is in episode 7, that's when they put out there that as Soldier Boy is Homelander's father. Now, all season I've been kind of wondering, okay, Ryan, Homelander's kid, okay, he kind of disappeared after like the first episode or two. It's like, this kid's got to play more of a role in this season. And I knew as soon as they announced that in episode 7 that Soldier Boy is Homelander's dad, I'm like, okay, this is how this is going to play out. They're going to try to do the whole thing of, granddad, dad, and son maybe kind of joining forces. And I thought that was going to be the case in the last episode when we got to the last fight scene. I thought when Homelander introduced Ryan to Soldier Boy, I thought that was going to be the moment right there. I'm like, oh, they're going to team up. It's going to be a 3-person thing. I thought the show would end kind of there, like, hey, this is what the angle's going to be going into season 4. Well, obviously it didn't happen. Fight happened and whatnot between Homelander, Butcher, Starlight got joined the fray, Maeve, and everything like that. Definitely very happy with the way the fight scene, how it all played out, as far as that whole fight scene with the 4 or 5 of them, and fighting and whatnot. One surprise that I was really expecting that didn't happen, I fully expected MM to actually take the temporary V-24 at some point in the season, because as much as he hated Soldier Boy, and I think he knew that he couldn't fight him. So what's he going to do? I'm going to go against everything I believe in just so I can take this dude out because I don't like him. That didn't actually happen. And even in the end, Huey didn't take the V-24 either, even though he took it all season just like Butcher did. But definitely this season, I'm definitely very happy. A little bit of twists and turns. You saw a little bit of softening from Homelander, a little bit, and then turned up a little bit when he starts killing people for no reason. Well, we say no reason. I'm sure he had his reasons.
Yeah, there's always a reason.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I think season 3 was almost like a bridge from the old to the new, because clearly there's been some staffing changes at Vought. Black Noir is out of the paint. Now that it's been discovered that Black Noir knew this whole time that Soldier Boy was his father.
Another surprise, by the way, him Homelander killing Black Noir. Didn't see that coming. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah. At this point, the most surprising part is that the Deep has been like promoted by sheer default.
When you say the promoter, like, how do you mean?
Well, he's one of the few guys that hasn't. The Deep is one of the few people that actually always fell in line for Homelander.
Well, didn't they all kind of do that, basically?
Well, no, because Maeve definitely would periodically tell Homelander to fuck off.
Why? Because she could.
And yeah, I think that's one of the things that makes her one of the more likable characters to stick around.
Mm-hmm. even though she gave her powers by attempting to get Soldier Boy away from everybody else. But as we saw in the last episode, she's not dead. Her powers are gone, and she's going to go off to retirement, be happy with her girlfriend, wife, or what have you. Although, I don't think this is the last we're going to see of Maeve. This show definitely is very good of making you think people are dead or out of the picture, and they're not. Case in point, Stormfront. Even though she, was clearly debilitated and wound up dying in season 3 here, but after whatever happened to her in season 2. But the fact that she's even brought to this season at all, which I thought was kind of pointless, to be frank. But that just goes to show that the show is not afraid to bring people back, even when you thought they're out of the picture. And I can easily see May coming back, which I'll go into that point later. But yeah, but the reason why I thought Maeve could be the one to tell Homelander to, hey, screw you, is because she's of all the ones on the 7, she was probably the one that he couldn't easily kill compared to the rest of them, which we saw a little bit in the fight that they had in the end of the season. That you would think Homelander could just smoke her and be done. No, Maeve was holding her own. I'm sure he would have won at the end anyway, but it is what it is. But the Deep, A-Train, Starlight, even Noir, obviously, they really couldn't hang with him, but Maeve could. So, yeah, definitely Maeve was definitely a great character, which I also think why she is not going to be gone forever, because she is a popular character. She may not be all throughout the season 4 or whatever happens, but she's going to make a comeback. And I personally think that she's going to be one of 2 people in season 4, maybe 3, but at least 2 people that take the Compound V to get powers, like permanent powers.
Yeah, I'm thinking there might be another angle for her to regain her powers somehow.
Okay.
I mean, we're just theorizing at this point.
Hey, I'd love to hear it, bro.
Yeah. But yeah, I hope that we don't have to wait too long for another great season of The Boys. And I really enjoyed. I feel like in a weird way, season 3 had a lot of great moments and almost redemption moments for a lot of scummy moments for The Boys. Like, Maeve, A-Train, they had a lot of redeemable points in this season. And I was like, damn, I never thought in a million years I'd actually feel good for something that A-Train did. Because it's a rarity when you feel good that A-Train did something, dog. You know what I'm talking about?
Definitely never. And of course, you want to like A-Train because he's like, now he's basically the only black character there for us on the 7 at least. But he was definitely like a piece of sugar honey iced tea for sure. But yeah, in this season, he did the one good thing when it comes to using his powers, almost killing himself, to take out that one cop-like individual who clearly had his, race issues when it comes to us folks with the, us.
The melanin, you can say it.
Exactly. But I did think that was a pretty interesting twist they took when it comes to that guy that he killed like that. They gave A-Train that guy's heart. So I'm like, okay, that's kind of messed up in a way, but it's also a way to bring A-Train back into the fold, because if he couldn't use his powers without killing himself, what's really the point of having him there? I was thinking that throughout the entire season. So that question got answered once they, said that, hey, we gave you his heart. But it's also kind of messed up because here's this guy that he was, trying to go against, the guy you killed for obviously those racist reasons, and the guy that basically permanently paralyzed your brother. Now you have that guy's heart. So now you can get to use your powers again, but that's only because you took you were given the heart of this guy you hated because he was a racist.
Yep.
So I kind of wonder where they're going to go with that in season 4, if at all. But yeah, A-Train is definitely a piece of crap, but he like you said, he did one good thing. So we'll see personally, I kind of wonder if that's the direction they go with him in season 4. Is he going to start turning the corner to where he's not that hated character, to where he's, because he's kind of like, for a certain point, he's kind of like the Deep as well, like you mentioned. He's always under Homelander's wing, which is why that whenever that plan was starting to come together about, Starlight and people going against Homelander, he told Homelander, and Homelander killed a little boy. I can't remember his name, but the former boyfriend of Starlight, Supersonic. So didn't expect that either. I thought Supersonic would play a much bigger role in the season than that. And then Homelander said, nah, we're going to take care of you in season 2, in episode 2. You're done.
Yeah. We'll just tune you up right quick. So yeah, man, it's been a
Mhm.
great season, and I look forward to everything going on in season 4. All right, that concludes our segment on The Boys season 3, and with that, we'll wrap up the show.